Today's video is, well, you've got to go big or you've got to go home. So we're going to be drinking a double IPA from Galaxy Well. This is Outer Core. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to drink this beer from Gravity Well from East London's finest. This is Outer Core, it's a double IPA 8%. Hop-wise we have, well, I'll read the little blurb for you. It says, we've loaded up this juicy New England style double IPA with some of our favourite New Zealand varieties on top of a creamy bed of Citra. The result is exactly as you'd expect. Citra, Motueka, Nelson Sauvin and Rawaka. Barley, wheats and oats. All the good stuff. Now, this is part of a two-part series, and I just happen to have the other one here. So this one's Inner Core. So we've got Outer Core and Inner Core. I'm going to drink Inner Core today. The Outer Core is... same thing, it's a double IPA 8%, but this one is Citra and Simcoe with various varieties of Citra on it. But I'm going to have that another day because I don't want two 8% beers, one after the other. So I'm going to drink this one today. So I'll try and remember the comparison between that one. Different hops, I think they're going to be quite different in terms of the beers, but obviously a double New England IPA. Let's crack it open, get it in a glass and see what it's all about. I like Gravity Well. I've had some good beers from them. I don't think I've had a double IPA from them before, but I've had plenty of IPAs, and everything I've had has been pretty good. I'm still deciding in terms of breweries that are going to make my top 10. Gravity Well, I've got a chance. I don't know if I've had enough from them this year to really sort of tell you whether I think that they're in my top breweries. But as I said, everything I've had from them has been good. I don't think I've had anything that's blown me away, but again, you know, and I'm a big believer that consistency with breweries, you're not halfway there. But I'm excited about these because they're double IPAs, and yeah, well, looking at it in glass, exactly what you expect, really. A bright yellowy orange coloured beer, thick looking, 2 fingers. I don't want to say it's fairly loose bubbled head there, as you would expect. That won't stick around long. See what the aroma's like. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt in this. As soon as you smell it, the hops are going to have Nelson Sauvin in it. They're very much white wine, grape, gooseberry. They're sort of apples and pears, grapefruit, all sharpness of sort of citrus fruits. Yeah, it smells pretty good. Let's see what it tastes like. Cheers, everyone. That's nice. That is nice. Creamy, velvety, really lovely. In fact, the mouthfeel. We've had some good beers recently with good mouthfeel, but this one, well, this is very good. It's it feels quite light. I think because the carbonation is very soft, but it's sort of it's almost like smoothie-esque. It sort of glides down. There's a sort of velvetiness to it. It's a really, really well put together beer in terms of that mouthfeel. Flavour wise, well, I don't know if I'm getting hardened with these 8% double IPAs, but there's no alcohol taste in there at all. You wouldn't know this as an 8% beer. It's fruity, it's refreshing. For an 8%, refreshing is always a word you would think to use. I've had basically 2 sips of it. Look at it. I've necked it. I might even actually open the other one now. This is a really easy to drink double IPA. Flavour wise, I mean, it's got New Zealand hops in it. They're quite distinct. The flavours are distinct. But sometimes with an 8%, they can go a little bit. They can get a little bit too far. A little bit too sort of a bit dank. You know, some of these New Zealand hops. They can be a little bit too sharp. The lime can be a little bit too on the bitter side. The grapefruit can be. That grape gooseberry, and you get all the melon and the kiwi fruits and that sort of stuff can get a little bit too much. But this is a beautifully blended New Zealand hopped beer. And I would almost say this is one of the best I've had recently in terms of New Zealand hops. Sometimes I get to the point where I think, I'm drinking, as every good brewery uses New Zealand hops, in the fact that they're using them more than I think even the likes of Citra. I think things like, if it's not Nelson Sauvin, it'll be Ruaka. If it's not Ruaka, it's going to be Mutueka. They're the big three New Zealand hops that use. Obviously, Nectaron as well is one that's being used more and more and more. And I've got to admit, I can't remember the time I had a beer which had mosaic in it, which used to be in beers all the time. So it seems like they've replaced it. And you get to a point where you drink lots of beers and you think, oh yeah, I like that brewery. I like this sort of beer. I think it's going to be good. Yeah, it's got New Zealand hops in it. I like New Zealand hops. Yeah, okay. And then you think, I'm getting a bit tired of New Zealand hops. But you drink this one. How can you get tired? You get tired of drinking beer if you get tired of New Zealand hops. Oh, that is just really good. I mean, I've had some really good double IPAs recently. We had the Evil Dead 2, which I drank before from Rivington. It was good. I don't think it blew me away quite as much. Then I had that Cloudwater one, and again, I had low expectations. It wasn't expensive for a double IPA, and that is probably the highest scored beer on the channel this year. And then I thought, I've reached the pinnacle now. Everything's going to be downhill from there. But then I had that Northern Monk collaboration one. I'm trying to think what it was called now. I've got it written down here somewhere. I want to say Ascension, but it's not. I don't think it's Ascension. Oh, no, it is Ascension. Yeah, Northern Monk. And it also had B Converter, big hitters in breweries. And that was really good. It wasn't quite as good, although as a Cloudwater. But again, if it wasn't for Cloudwater, that would have been the highest one. And I've had some other great beers as well, but this is up there, double IPA wise. All it does for me cements the fact that double IPAs are the beer of the future. Well, I don't think they're the beer of the future, they're the beer of now. And for me, this is my favourite style of beer, double IPAs. It's difficult if you like double IPAs, I think, and you go to pubs or even tap rooms and stuff, because double IPAs, if you're drinking 3 or 4 of them, it's too much. But if you're having 1, maybe 2 a night, I think that, for me, that's enough. That's all I need. But then I'm getting on a bit, you know. But this is just a lovely beer. It's just really, really lovely. And what was I saying at the beginning of the video? I don't know if Gravity Well have drank enough, but you drink this and you think, I think they're going to sneak in. Will be interesting to see how the Inner Core one is, which I am almost tempted to drink this one tonight. I might not. I don't know. I'm tempted though. 2 double IPAs in a night. Well, it is Friday, so maybe, yeah. But this is a very good beer. Let's see whether it scores as well as those other 2 double IPAs I mentioned. Let's get the scores. Okay, the scores are in for Outer Core from Gravity Well, double IPA, full of New Zealand hops. We've pretty much got all the big hitters. We've got Nelson Sauvin, we've got Mutueka, we've got Ruaka, and also, I forgot, it's also got Citra in it as well. It probably just holds it back a little bit from being a bit of a sweaty New Zealand fest to give it something just that little bit special. And it is special. It is a special beer. And well, we'll go through the scores and then I'll talk a little bit why I think it's even more special, okay, as we go through the scores. So let's start with aroma. Appearance. Flavour. Big score. Value for money. Now, this is where I get more excited because I just suddenly looked to see how much I paid for this. This was £5.75. Both of these were £5.75 each. For a double IPA, I mean, you can get to the point where you can be spending that almost for an IPA. Yeah, something like Beak or Track, you can be getting close to that sort of level. But for a double IPA, £5.75, I think it's great value for money, and hence why it's got the top score. And finally, my overall experience. Top the scores up. It's another highly recommended. It's the Iron Maiden of craft beer, the heaviest of heavy metal. 84 out of 100. Okay, we've had an 85, but it's up. This beer for me, and I don't know whether it's, sometimes I always think, is it Friday night? I get excited about a beer. I've had 1 beer this week, you know, through the midweek, so I haven't really drank that much. And I was looking forward to this, and it's delivered. It's delivered a Friday night beer of good quality, which is always a good thing. am I swayed by the scores? Well, I don't think so. I think the flavour of this is incredible. The mouth feels really good. As I said, £5.75. You might think that's expensive for a beer, but for a double IPA, you think if you go and buy a 4% bit of beer and you pay £4 for it, then well, you only need to. If you have two of them, you're paying £8 and you're getting 8%. When I get £5.75, I get 8%. You know, okay, less volume, but the alcohol is there, as it were. So I think this is pretty good value for money. And 84, you know, it's up there with the good scores. If the Inner Core one is as good as this, then Gravity Well will go in my top 10. I'm not sure where it's going to go, but I think it will definitely go because of that. This is a very good beer, very good value for money. Really well brewed. You know that this brewery knows what they're doing. You know, they're up there with you know some of the this beer is up there with some of the best stuff I've had from the likes of Beak and Rivington, Polly's and Verdant in terms of double IPAs. You know, if I drank this in January when I drank Putty, you know, Putty comes out every year. It's an overhyped beer. You could be paying £8 for it, and you pay. In fact, I've seen places that last year that was like £9 to £10 for a Putty. It's a double IPA that's overhyped. But if you compared it with this, I think you'd still go. I think you'd go for this. I really do. And you know, it's cheaper and it's less hyped. So there are breweries out there that make good double IPAs, and this one is up there with the best. So hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think of Gravity Well. Any East Londoners out there like me? You know, I know there's a couple of people that are. I saw someone on the channel. I can't remember. Sorry, I apologise. I don't remember your name, but commented. And he had the old Hammers thing, and he had a Hammers shirt on his little profile. I thought, oh, there's another Hammer there, and I didn't know him. I thought I knew most people from the West Ham fans, but obviously, I'm glad to see another West Ham fan. If you see here, if you think, oh, I'm a West Ham fan, this is my my little thing my son bought me. It's like a Jared Bowen little plaque thing for when he scored that winning goal and we won the European Cup, well, whatever you want to call it, Conference League Cup. But it was a great win, that was, and oh, how long ago that seems, even though it was about 2 years ago. But anyway, I digress. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you're a West Ham fan, please give it a thumbs up. If you're a Spurs fan, well, you know, follow this channel instead. You know, I know there's one guy that's a Spurs fan that follows this channel. So Mark, if you're watching this, hopefully you're still watching it. I haven't heard a comments from you for a while, but you know, Spurs are doing better than West Ham, so you've got the ascendancy at the moment. But if you're in East London, Gravity Well, I think I should seek this out. I mean, maybe the summertime. Got friends that live out in East London, East London, Essex border, Upminster, places like that. This can't be that far. I think it's worth a visit to go and see them because there's some great little breweries around sort of Hackney and this area. Actually, where is this in East London? I need to actually look at it. It doesn't say just... No, actually, it says London N17. That's North London. Could be North N17. No. I mean, you've got some good breweries around there. You've got Pressure Drop in sort of North London. They are in Tottenham Hale. And you've got some good breweries in and around Hackney. I'm sure this is Hackney. I don't know why I think North London Hackney is an E instead of an N, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments what you think. Have you been to the tap room? I'm going off on one now. I'm getting too excited about this beer. So we'll leave it for there for today. And until the next one, you know what you got to do. Drink good craft beer. And please, wherever you are, keep on rocking.